access the STCS codebook, we see all the topics. Each topic, if we click on it, contains collections. Each one of these collections, we can think it's a group of variables that actually they belong to the same model. For example, if we click on consent, the collection consent, here we see the variables that belong, that are mapped into the collection consent. We can see the unique name of the variable, the label, that is actually what appears into the STCS DB system, and then we see here other attributes like the status, the specific version, since when that specific version is collected, and whether or not it is minimal. Therefore, minimal, it means that is a variable that is collected by the law. So for legal reason, we are allowed to collect this data, the values related to this variable, although we don't have the patient consent. If we click in one of these variables, we can see also the values that are associated and available for this specific variable in a specific version. We can see also the type, the version, recorded from and until, whether it is minimal or not, and a description, if any, and whether it is repeatable or not. If we click into variables, here we have the complete list of all the variables that have been created and that are still present into the codebook. For example, we remember the variable that we accessed before, consent status, and if we click here, we can visualize all the properties, the values, the type, and so on and so forth. And then actually interesting is to access the values. So here, for example, one of the values is present, and if we click in values, here we have the complete list of all the values that are or not associated to variables. So if we look present, we can see the value, we can see the label, that's what we call the short value, and how many times, therefore in how many variables this value has been used. If we click, we see that the value present, it actually is a value in 8 different variables and versions. Therefore, as you can see here, it's a combination of a variable and its own version. We have also values, special values that are the so-called missings. And here you can see, depending on the type of variable, how the missings are encoded. You can see also all the units with their description and in how many times they are used. We have a link to the wiki with an explanation on how to search within the STCS codebook, and here you can see, for example, how to look for a specific value, a specific version, a specific status, or a specific tag. Then there are groups of variables that are the categories and the records. Categories are groups of variables that they belong to a common section. Therefore, they might not be linked by specific rules or conditions, but still they belong to a specific section within a specific form. In records, we have sets of variables that actually are linked by specific rules that are interdependent.